Hello and welcome back to Mzanzo Back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about the short proceedings that happened in that court of Pretoria. Some they call it a kangaroo court. We call it whatever we call it. But yeah, it happened that Mnisi was cooking again.
Yeah.
And I think says of Utamash. It's getting ready. He's about to dish.
Yes.
We are really clapping for what Mnisi is doing, because that's what advocates are expected to do. Work and play when you need to play, but don't let people disrespect you in any case. That is very important, because you still have to maintain your dignity.
Yes.
You know, so it's important that people respect the work that you do. Whatever you do to feed your kids, people should respect that. They shouldn't trample on that. They shouldn't just step on that like they're just stepping on nothing. They're stepping on your meal. And that should show once you have overstepped. But now you have overstepped. And I think at some point, Rata needs to be reminded. These are old people.
Yes, they're not kids.
They cannot be treated as kids.
Yes. Yes.
So, Emil, let us continue. Let us hear what is happening.
Before I start,
But before we do that, can I have okay, no, it's fine. I got it. It's here. I got what I was looking for. Yeah. What do you want to say?
Before we start, I wanted to ask, what do you think about this constant reference to Mgomezulu's evidence or cross-examination? Or it's almost like they're trying to bind Mnisi to where Mgomezulu was headed. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, setting
this
traps.
Constant reminder of Mgomezulu's cross-examination.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was no demonstration from the judge that he was interested in what the late Mgomezulu was cross-examining about and on.
Yeah.
However, they remember the details and somehow they just bring it up all the time to advocate Mnisi as if he's bound to continue where advocate Mgomezulu left off.
Indeed. We obviously see that because at the time Mgomezulu had other ideas, and whatever Mgomezulu had,
he had his defense.
He had his defense. It was so they are more interested in Mnisi going to that direction. Why? Because there was not going to be any recalling of people and whatsoever that is going to be needed.
Yeah, they should have just let Mgomezulu work, eh? They should have just let him flow. Because what we remember was a lot of hostility coming, in just trying to... They should have just let him be. But now that
what
he's gone...
has happened... Because what they asked for was Mnisi, a normal Mnisi.
Yeah.
But in return, what they've got, Mnisi ofaka upelepele. So in the enzakalayo, they're getting a shock of their life. Ukuthi hayibo, what is happening? This person, Pella, we fought for this person to actually be here. Now he's turning the tables on us.
Yes.
Because Mnisi was there when what we, in our own opinion, might perceive as ill-treating, he now had developed more strategy that is aligned to that hostility. And it is not allowing it. It's counter-attacking it all the time. So it's a problem. So they are trying now to say, be Mgomezulu, because we don't like this Mnisi that is on steroids.
So they would rather have Mgomezulu.
Now it's the time where we would rather have Mgomezulu. Because with Mgomezulu, we would object and stop, and the Mngomezulu sometimes would give in,
and just let it go.
But
He didn't
honestly, he
argue.
fought. No, Mngomezulu fought. He
Yeah.
argued because when you say he fought, but he was
But they
overruled
always
most
find-
of the
yeah,
time.
They
Yes.
always find so some battles were not worth it for him. Even he ended up like picking his battles where he wouldn't argue on certain things. He would just let them go. But other things, yes, he definitely did argue. But yeah, he did. That's the kind of stuff that I noticed. But let me get started for today. Hi guys, welcome back to
But
the
before you get
Reality
started-
YouTube channel. Yes.
Thank you, Lindy Webem,
Thank you,
for
Lindiwe.
consistently dropping something on a dry jar.
Thank you, Lindiwe.
And
Thank
then
you.
we appreciate that. May God bless you. May God
Yes,
increase
may
you
your
where you took
pockets
it.
never run dry. Okay,
We appreciate
never.
that, considering that we have been in a desert.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate what you're doing. So yeah, Emily, let us hit this ground.
So Mnisi said that there is information that he requested, and he sent an email on the 7th of May. On the 5th of May, that's when they came to the court, and he also confirmed it. He said that the information related to the AVL records of the motor vehicles that were used by the Metro Police, that is subsequent to them having requested the AVL record of the Red Golf and being informed that the Red Golf was not fitted with AVL mechanism. Then they said that it is fine since the Red Golf is the one that Sergeant Mogola is said to have been driving when accused number 1 was arrested. That's the year 2020, the 30th of May.
Oh, yeah.
So the 31st or 30th of May.
Yeah.
Then they said that it is fine since the Red Golf was working with the Metro Police. They then requested those records. Mnisi said he had put it in that information, or he had put it that information was central to accused number 1's case in cross-examination of Brigadier Gininda, and as it relates to the aspect of confession. But before he could finish, the judge interjected and said that there was a car that was used from Alberton Police Station after he came from Northwest. There was the driver and the photographer. The judge asked Mnisi if he wanted the AVL of the photographer. I don't know why today he didn't understand what Mnisi was actually asking for. I was just perplexed. Like, he's asking for AVL records of the people or the police officers that were there when accused number 1 was getting apprehended, and the one specifically from EMPD, right? But then the judge now throws in the AVL of the photographer for the pointing out, and I was thinking to myself, I don't remember Mnisi asking for that after he has requested it before. And I just kept asking myself, what is the purpose of this AVL of pointing out? Because that's not what they're asking for. And I'm like, okay, let me follow this. What is going on, And then Nisi asked for AVLs of the EMPD officers who arrested accused number 1 and accompanied him to make his confession. All the events took place in one day. So now I'm asking myself, pointing out Manjingena.
We are deviating, Pen. We are diluting waters. They are too clean. Let's dilute them.
I was like, what is going on? Is he listening
Let's
to
just say something for the
Mnisi
sake
wants?
of saying it. Just say it.
And then Mnisi stood up to actually say to the judge that, no, I don't think the court understands me. Well, the judge became very defensive and said he understood. He didn't.
What did he understand?
He didn't understand.
Even I didn't understand. Because there was nothing that was being said as yet.
You were
Even I did not understand.
she's like, okay, so what is happening?
So what did he really understand?
What is going on? Sikuphi lapha? What is going on? I was like,
I
what
think
is
this
going
fight, it started a long time ago. This judge, what he did to Mnisi when he said he doesn't want to be helped by Mnisi, that was uncalled for.
It was.
And
It was
in that
me.
court, the main aim of those people who are there is to also educate each other, even the judge himself.
Yes.
So once you say things like, you don't want to be
please don't assist me. I don't want to be assisted. Like,
that now you are becoming too personal.
It's rude.
So today it was Mnisi's turn.
Well, the judge said that he remembers that questions that were posed to Jonathan, who in fact was leading Metro Police regarding their offering of assistance to the SAPS. This arose because Jonathan was being asked whether accused number 2 went to make a confession before Kena Raphadu. And he said that they wanted to know what was he driving. And then he said that he was driving a Metro car. So the judge said that he distinctly remembers him being asked if that car had an AVL.
Nonsense, rubbish.
And then he said, no, they don't drive cars with AVLs.
So are you saying that Metro cars don't have AVL?
EMPD cars don't have AVL. That's what they're trying to make us believe.
How true is that?
I don't believe it for a second.
Even the ones that they said they didn't have
I
AVL.
think all of those cars
I don't believe they
even the Red
have.
Golf.
Yes.
I believe there's an AVL, in my opinion and in my speculation.
Even the one that is being shoved on our throat now, the new BMW, we are looking for the old BMW. I think it does, but in this case, people are adamant into bringing the AVL of a new BMW. What would be interesting, one question from that AVL to Ginindi. I would ask him one question.
What would the question be?
Do you have any car or a state car that is within your premises or that you are using? Other than I see this BMW, not this one. I don't think even my learned colleague, Ngomezulu, was asking about this one. Because it cannot be this one. You yourself are saying this one was still at the dealers, which is very nice of you to remind us that. But do you have any?
Good question. You should consider asking that question.
You don't have. If you don't have, it's okay.
It's fine. But did you have any?
Is there any BMW that is driven by anyone of your members, of your family members, or what? Like something like that?
Forget the BMW. Do you have any state cars that you're driving that are in your possession or the possession of any of your family members right now that they're driving and using, right? And then another question would be, during that time, 2020, while you're moving around, the confessions and everything, performing your duties, what vehicles were you using? That would be a very good question. What vehicles were you using after receiving the call from Mohola to come and see accused number 1 while he was allegedly purporting to be saying something that sounded like a confession? What were you driving? Can we have the AVL of that which you were driving? Thank you. It'll be interesting. So also, Mr. Anonymous, another thing that I noticed.
But what someone sent a WhatsApp saying, what do I think is going to happen with this AVL? I think one of the answers, you got it. I mean, why would a whole judge who listens so carefully, stand up and say the JMPD does not have, you remember it vividly? Why would you say that as a judge before anyone else answers? And
exactly.
Why would you say that?
Exactly. And it's another point that I wanted to ask you.
So it's a lot of affidavits that are coming and a lot of people that are going to be coming to say, we don't have that, It's a pity that people cannot go further than this and say, let us do our own investigation. What did you sign on? The register that you signed on, what was that car that you took out? But I think if you are taking the state's car, you signed, right?
Yes.
That it is allocated to you today.
Yes, for use. I think even Musia had pulled some of those records of the car register that he was using in 2014. Do you guys remember that? That told us where he was at particular times, even when he left at 2:00 in the morning.
So a Nissan had bought diesel.
Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
From 2014, they were able to be pulled.
Because you record everything that happens with those cars, even the speedometer and all those things.
So another thing that I wanted to ask you, you know, it's amazing and absolutely shocking about the judge. This, you know, when the defense is requesting evidence, you know, he will somehow, I wouldn't say grant an order per se, but just be like, Mr. Advocate Mnisi, deal with that, you know.
Advocate Baloyi,
not Advocate Mnisi, sorry. Advocate Baloyi, you deal with that. He gives the impression of Advocate Baloyi, give them what they're asking for, but he's not exactly saying it.
He's
at
not
the same
standing
time.
where authority behind
He's not. He's not making an order. Today was actually refreshing. It was the first time I actually seen him.
Even today, it was not an order. They just discussed. It was a discussion.
So when this happens and the defense are asking for something, like look at how Mnisi has been asking for these things for so long, and it'd be like, Mr. Baloyi, discuss with the defense, you know, arrange, fix it or something, you know, because Baloyi objected to this request that Mnisi was making. But now he comes back, the judge now, with, one would say, acting or purporting to be a prosecutor like. You understand? It's like now Advocate Baloyi objected, stated the reasons that he stated. Now the judge is supporting the arguments that Advocate Baloyi was making. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
It's been like a pattern that I'm starting to see and notice, and I just wanted, like,
are you starting to see it?
It's not that I'm starting to see it, but now I can articulate it.
Oh.
I can articulate it.
You find a way of saying it.
Yes, I found a way to say it without sounding like I'm crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's weird. It's weird. It's like he is now the prosecutor arguing against the defense, in my opinion, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, but why did you request Baloyi to speak to Mr. Mnisi to provide that evidence and then come back and want to justify why Advocate Baloyi doesn't have it? It's almost like, and I'm not saying that what he's doing or that is what he's doing for a fact. This is me speculating.
Let me guess. Let me be the judge here, because it does this a lot. It stops you before you talk. So I'm stopping you before you talk. Let me guess what you want to say.
Yes.
If I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. Oh, that's how it feels. Okay. So I think what you want to say is, it feels like they could be discussion beyond what we see in court, such that
I want to say exactly
people finish each other's words. No, I've been saying
today. I really got that vibe.
It feels like that.
I really got that vibe. That's exactly.
It's like we're a team, sort of a thing. You know, that's how it feels like, allegedly. But I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying my observation of. I mean, if now I was able to finish every sentence that you think about, what would you think? That would mean we are always together, right? Do you understand?
Talk.
Yeah, we talk and we understand each other. That's how it feels like, you know. The judge is able to maneuver the situation of Baloyi more than I've seen him doing it for the defense.
Yes, it's so weird. It's so weird, and I can't get used to it, guys. Every time I'm trying to give the judge the benefit of the doubt, this something like this just happens that makes me now go back and be like, Kanti, where are we? Like, what is this? You know? And another thing that I can't fathom is, why can't Advocate Bali just bring the AVLs of MPD, EMPD, Ekurhuleni Metro Police? If he's not hiding anything, why not bring an affidavit and a witness, form from the tracking company of the AVL in EMPD vehicles, or the company that is responsible for EMPD vehicles, to come to court and testify that there's no such? Why must Jonathan's word be taken as fact?
The driver is not supposed to know whether that car is an AVL or what.
Yes.
And JMPD person who's responsible for the transportation and all those things is the one who's supposed to know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think I think it is getting tougher and tougher, in my opinion. I feel like the more you widen whatever that is currently happening in that court, becomes difficult to defend it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it was better. That's why if you look at the evidence, how it comes in drips and
drabs.
In drops and drabs.
Yeah.
It is good because you are able to defend at the time.
And he said that there's also evidence of Buthelezi. Then he told Mnisi that if he wants to, he can subpoena them. Mnisi told the judge that actually he was not finished addressing the court, because it seems as if earlier he was cut short from finishing what he wanted to say. The judge said that he didn't want time to be wasted, and told him that he said that he sent an email to Baloyi requesting information that he had not supplied to him. Mnisi said yes, and Mnisi asked for the court to give him time to finish. Then the judge asked him what else he wanted, and Mnisi expressed that he was frustrated. Okay.
Very frustrated.
The judge was now asking him by what, and Mnisi said, by what the court is doing. By what the court is doing, my lord. And the judge was like, And Mnisi was like, because the court is putting words in my mouth. Each time I try to talk, then the court interjects. Now the court is talking about something that I'm not requesting. But before he could finish saying what he was saying, the judge is like, okay, start from the beginning. It's fine, And I'm like, why is there this feeling that, it feels like the judge is rushing? Is it that the pace must increase? You understand what? If I got pacing as yanyuga, I felt like, why got this gichimango gear 4? Like we moved from gear 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Why got it put to me? So like,
it does happen when you are getting into nitty-gritties of what needs to happen, and you are trying to figure out the way. It does feel like the speed starts accelerating there. And the pressure starts piling to you, either by the JP or something. Something's going to be said to make you look like you need to start working fast. Yes. Yeah, it does feel like that.
So Mnisi said that this was really frustrating, and he said he's really frustrated. He said, I need to be very honest with the court, my lord. Each time I'm saying something, the court interjects. The judge said, just address the issue. And Mnisi said, I'm sorry, my lord. I think I must mention this without any fear or reprisal. I'm taking a very dim view on being treated like a child. The judge said, okay, fine. And Mnisi said, I'm taking a very dim view on that. And I couldn't help but think to myself, I hope Ramasipili and Advocate Ngumalo are taking notes there. I can only hope and pray that you guys are taking.
One thing I can say about Ramsipi, you can tell he's got experience with these things.
Yes.
He adjusts very quickly.
Yes.
So he has become that shark that we want. He's the one who's closer to Mnisi most of the time.
Yes.
In terms of talking and reminding Mnisi and also assisting. I think we must say it because, Ramsipil at some point represented accused number 1.
Yes.
So some of the things that are being questioned, the things that are being asked, they come from Ramsipil. I can almost see. So he is assisting Mnisi. It's so hard.
I was speaking in terms of, when the judge is condescending to them and is trying to challenge them.
Yes.
It would help them a great deal if they find a way of working
He has
themselves
been doing that.
out of that situation.
He has been doing that. As I'm saying, he adjusted from that nice Ramsey bill, and he started changing a bit, and he started pushing back.
Just
if you remember
You
the
want
words
what
such
you
as
want.
what is good for the gender, what
What
is good for the
geese is
geese, good for the gander,
gander.
they started coming up.
Yeah.
And we must point it out that is an adjustment from that nice person that I think naturally Ramsey Pillay is a nice person. That's why maybe you saw him as being the one who spoke in that funeral and also diffusing all these things that are happening in the media.
Speaking
on YouTube.
well about the judge.
Speaking well about the judge.
You know,
That is someone on Ubuntu.
Amufasiriti.
That is someone on Ubuntu, because Ubuntu, in fact, would have been for the judge to actually be there. After all that, after you calling Mngomezulu to come out of that sickness, you drag him from even if it's from that hospital. Yes, you said such words and then you don't come to someone's funeral when he passes out. I didn't get time because it was an emotional time, but it was very sad to see ukuthi kahle kahle ubuntu buyasibalekela thina abantu abamnyama. Because if you said things like that, you were joking, then come to funeral to make sure it doesn't really look like you are this bad person. You don't need Ramsey Pillay to speak for you.
Could have apologized.
You could have apologized with guys. I said things like this.
I was very insensitive. I didn't extract my humanity side from
So when I speak,
my
he
work
spoke
side.
like he's never gonna die at some point.
Kiri and I said he wakes up at 6 and is gymming every morning. So he was insinuating that that's the reason why he's 80 something and is not sick.
Is he 80?
I don't know how old he is. I don't know. I'm just guessing. The judge was making yawning sounds in the background there. I don't know how many of you guys picked them up as Mnisi was now building up and defending himself. It's like, I'm like, yo. Mnisi then said that on the arrest of accused number 1, Mr. Buthelezi had been working with Sergeant Mohola, and he said they would like to then request AVL of the motor vehicle that was driven by Mr. Buthelezi. The judge asked which motor vehicle it was, and Mnisi said he didn't know what motor vehicle it was. He said that he put that on record on the 5th, and then on the 7th of May, he dropped the state an email. Unfortunately, he has not yet received a response up until now, neither an acknowledgement of receipt of such an email. So information that they received was statement from the vehicle manager saying that the red Golf was not fitted with AVL, and Mnisi said that they passed that bridge, and he said that there was also allegedly the mention of a white BMW that was allegedly used by Brigadier Kininda. Mnisi said that he also mentioned that the movement of Buthelezi's vehicle is central to his cross-examination of Brigadier Kininda. The judge asked him for how many months did the AVL record be provided with, and he said that he's not stipulating the dates on which he wanted them, and he mentioned it on the 5th. So now I was kind of shocked because Mnisi is not saying all of this for the first time. He did mention it on the 5th of May with that short court appearance where he was also announcing that he's not done, he's going to need more time to go through the 40,000 pages. But he did say exactly what AVL he wanted and was requesting. So Mnisi said that he stipulated that it relates to the date on which accused number 1 was arrested, which is the 30th of May 2020. He said that in the mail, he did not only request for Buthelezi's motor vehicle because Buthelezi was also in the company of other Metro Police officers that he mentioned. He said that he's now at a point where that AVL record will now be relevant in his cross-examination of Brigadier Kininda. Mnisi said that he shared those names in an email that he has sent to the state. Well, Advocate Balo responded to say that the request of the red Golf was used by Constable Buthelezi, and I thought to myself, but wasn't this said to have been driven by Sergeant Mogola at the time?
It was. It was.
So it looks like now Buthelezi also been given the duties of having driven this red Golf.
Which is surprising because it was, last time I remember, it was who was in that red Golf? A lady. They
said they didn't do that. I can accuse number one had put a version that people were looking at him from a red Golf.
Yes.
Before the actual arrest actually took place. It's almost as if they were monitoring him. They denied that. And he said that there was a lady in that red Golf and 2 other police officers, right? So now, because they debunked that theory, I don't understand how now Buthelezi is being included to have been with Mogola on that day in the same car, because they said that never happened. They said accused number one, the version that he's saying, it never happened. But now Mogola and Buthelezi were in the red Golf. So accused number one was seeing ghosts before he got arrested in a red Golf.
Indeed. Let's press the like button. Tools remind you guys to press those like button, please.
Please,
it's
guys.
304 people. It's Friday.
Now we need the likes.
The likes we ask for, we beg for.
Tina,
as usual.
channel because of you guys.
Yeah.
If
and
you guys
likes.
don't interact, I quit channel. You understand? So please like the video, interact. We are here. We'll be looking at your interaction. But if you can't say anything, it's still okay. Just press that like button for us.
Yes.
Well, he said that when the request was made on the 5th of May, they adjourned and had a discussion with Advocate Mnisi. And he said that they gave him extracts of the evidence of Mr. Dupree, the service provider of the police motor vehicle AVLs. You know, he said he gave registration numbers of the vehicles that were fitted with AVL and those that were not fitted with AVL. You still remember Mr. Dupree, who had expressed that they got a tender with the SAPS. Yes. And the judge asked for the records.
You know what is interesting? What is interesting, when the states give documents such as that one, there's always a break between the SAPS and the people that should be there. For example, yes, Kinindi comes from SAPS, but Kinindi is not in charge of the vehicles within the SAPS.
No.
That person who's got the whole register of the cars and Gauteng that are being used, for example, is the person who should be speaking and saying, this one does not have AVL. And give us the papers that prove that a state car does not have AVL, so you are not paying for AVL. Give us things like that to say, okay, this one does not have AVL. Give the reason. Now you are taking a word of an investigator whose job is merely to investigate, not to know whether the car has AVL or not. And then you are taking that in conjunction with a person who comes from outside who's being tenderized. I mean, that person is whether he likes it or not, you must make sure that he protects the interest of the custom. So you see, that's a problem on its own. That's a problem on its own. We are relying on an information that comes from Guinea. And from what I'm observing, the state, the defense is already at the point where they do not trust Guinea. But yet everything that Guinea gives, it must go.
The defense.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. So the judge asked for the records, and Baloyi confirmed that Dupree gave the registration numbers of all the vehicles that were fitted with AVL. And the judge asked if it was for all the units. Baloyi said yes, and the judge asked that even those that were not utilized, Baloyi said that they were requested. Now this is interesting. I was very shocked at the judge requesting for the cars that were not using AVL, wanting to see from the state the cars that were not having AVL. This,
like, for example,
this honestly
when you
shocked
say
me.
you want a speed, what is it, mileage, where is it going to help you?
You just want to see if it had AVL or not, like how they are saying.
How are
They're
they
saying
going to see
don't.
that it has AVL or not if it drew mileage?
Mm.
That's why I'm saying someone who's responsible for these cars. I can tell you, there is a work. Maybe in other companies, those people are called infrastructures. There's an infrastructure, people who are responsible for everything that is going on within the company. There must be infrastructure there. Someone must come with a book and say, open the book and, simple. It's a simple thing. We want registration, so and so. You open the book, you say, okay, this vehicle here in this book does not have what AVL because of 1, 2, 3. Not getting the saying because of what intelligence or what COVID. What kind of explanation is that? I was thrown away. I was like, what? Because of COVID. There's no AVL. Was it spreading COVID or was it what was it? Serious, I had to rewind and listen back, and I heard COVID again. I was like, maybe it's something that has to do with investigating, where an investigator wants to be a ninja, he does not want to be seen. But is he talking about the same, the one that put us on lockdown?
Yes.
So where does AVL?
I was like, wow. I am shooketh. I am flabbergasted. Wow, what a reason to not put AVL in your car. It's a very interesting times that we're in. So the judge asked that even if those that were not utilized, Baloy said that they were requested. And to me, this also felt like it's not exactly answering the question. Advocate Baloy is not answering the question. And then he started speaking about the Fortuner. He said that he finished the ones of the Toyota Fortuner for the 6th of June for the pointings out. And he said he did not, he did on the next day. And he said that he's surprised when Advocate Mnisi is saying that there was no acknowledgement of receipt because they acknowledged the receipts, and the judge asked for that acknowledgement. He needed to release fire at the Mnisi's direction, in my opinion, and accuse him
looked like that,
of lying
there's
on his
something,
little colleague. Yes?
There's something that I want you to, I don't know if you picked it up. Accused number one, was it number one? Never said he was accused. He was assaulted by the Silverton police or warders. He never said that. He said these people had access to me.
At the Silverton police station.
And Ngome Zulu, I remember vividly, argued, even corrected that in the very same court. But Ginindi is still using that narrative of saying he was, which started by the judge. Assuming that that's what the accused was saying.
You know what this also confirms is that when the accused was saying their version of events, he wasn't actually listening. And I remember pointing it out that I don't feel like he's paying attention much to their testimonies. So missing little information and details like this.
Ngomezulu corrected that.
Yes, he did.
He said accused number one never said. Is it accused number one or number two? Never said.
Accused number one.
He never said
that he was assaulted at the Silverton
police station. But he said
they had
access to him.
They used to come at that police station and beat him in that police station and then leave because they were not stationed there. Right. So now it has become, no, he accused the policemen of the Silverton police station that they were assaulting him.
When he's asked to assist Ginindi, he goes for the worst. For me, I think he brought in someone from Silverton, right?
Yes. And they also said that they also explained that is not what happened. I remember, I think it was a man of no color Yes, they were explaining that is not what had happened. He wanted to be moved to another prison facility, correctional services, the one where convicts are stationed, because police station, he was complaining that he was being assaulted there, so they ended up moving him to where convicted murder.
If that was not the case, if he was not assaulted, why did they move him? It's just crazy how the narrative can actually change, whether you come like basically by force now, because you've been corrected several times. I think the trial within the trial, you were corrected.
Yeah, he was corrected, but he still stuck
say
to what
it
he
was Silverton
wants.
Police.
He's still sticking to his story and what he believes his
and that's
version
typical
is.
of him. That's very typical of him. That's how
he doesn't want to be corrected.
No.
Yeah.
He wants his theory to be correct, which then begs the question between the two teams. If you were to ask me now, without me being there, you say between Bo Joyce Butelezi, Warrant Officer Makubo, and Ginindi, who was the most difficult person to convince? Definitely, in my opinion, it would be Ginindi. Why I'm saying that? Because I'm seeing these small things that are happening in court where you are being corrected and you still take the theory that you have.
Mean convince how?
In a sense of what evidence is. If you read it wrong, it becomes the order of the day. Whether it's wrong or right, you'll keep on saying that thing. So it does not seem like someone who listens to other people
when they make recommendations.
Yes, that is how I am viewing this incident of not being able to be corrected. The record is there. And I'm sure, Mnisi, if you can look for that, actually you will find it. With the trial, within the trial, he was corrected. And it needs to correct that.
Yeah, he has
because
to
now what
it.
That is portraying what that is saying is portraying accused number one as a liar.
It's a character.
Is dealing with the character of accused number one.
Mnisi needs to dig it up and put it on standby and address it on Monday. That's not what he said. It was even corrected.
He was corrected, but he still refers to this situation as assaulted by the police of what are you gaining from doing that?
And I'm sorry to say, but then yes, I wanted to speak on this before I lose my train of thought about the hardness of who was harder to convince. I can only imagine with Warrant Officer Makubo and Butelezi telling him that we need to arrest the people that were in that house. They are hiding things, and he's already set on believing that no, they were intruders. How was that going to work out? Because it looks like Brigadier Ginindi is not a person who accepts correction or is willing to give other people's versions a chance.
Yeah, you've seen so many times, even on the issues where they are being argued there, he would say, that's what you said. Even when you have been correcting it, no, but that's not what I said. Even the record and reversing and going back, it's because he simply refuses to actually accept sometimes that I just went off the book. I just went off,
And also, I have been observing accused number one and accused number two, right? It's almost like, I don't know, their facial expressions. I'm like, they look like they're angry a lot. And I can only imagine what they are feeling or what is happening in the background.
Who the accused?
Yes, accused 1 and 2 in particular.
Yeah.
The cameraman has been showing.
I think they are fed up by what is currently happening to court, and I see that face expression when the judge is speaking. They think they have taken a position that it seems as if this judge is just here to get us. It's basically how it feels like. So they are feeling what we are feeling, but
they're living
it. They are living it. It's part of them. They are seeing how the judges, in a sense, in my opinion, sometimes is even condescending towards the defense when they, more so if you are defending accused number 1 and 2.
Yeah. So Ballet said that they gave Mnisi extracts of Mr. Dupree's record saying that the Red Golf was not fitted with AVL. He said he told Mnisi that they cannot give that which they did not have. The vehicle was simply not fitted with AVL, so they don't have such records. Ballet confirmed that the Red Golf was used by Sergeant Mogola and Buthelezi. The judge asked if Dupree was still managing the AVL firm, and Baloy said yes. The South African police tender is still operational. He asked Baloy, and Baloy said he could not confirm when it actually started. The judge said that he's making an order for this Mr. Dupree to come to court, and he said that he must bring all the records of all the vehicles that are being used by the police.
So the judge is recalling Dupree. Good.
Baloy said that the cold case unit and the judge said all of them, irrespective of the time they started, as long as they have a contract with the unit of the police and they have fitted or not fitted that AVL system. So the unit of Jonathan as well was brought up, the SWAT unit that was disbanded. He also wanted the contracts of the AVL of all the vehicles that were utilized during the apprehension of the accused. He said that they must come with contracts and registration numbers. Baloy said that Mr. Zing testified with regards to that. The judge also asked that Mr. Zing be recalled. I was shocked. I don't want to lie. I was like, yeah? Why is the judge doing What do you think he was doing? What is going on? This is so unusual. I don't know if it's real or what. I don't want to jinx it. So when I then read Mr. Dupree's evidence where he said that there were requests for 4 other vehicles.
We are live. Yes. We are live.
We are live.
We are not,
but they were not fitted with AVL. He referenced the registration numbers. But before that, the judge said that it was to put Ngomezulu, or it was put by Ngomezulu that all of the officers of SWAT were in the garage where accused number 2 was being assaulted. He said that there was a group of SWATs in SAPS. He mentioned Buthelezi driving an Alfa Romeo, which was driven by Jonathan. And he was also pressing the seat against the knees of the accused number 2.
I think it would be interesting if Mnisi would press on the issues why they were dissolved now. Now that is in court and the court has said they were dissolved. It will be very interesting to find out why were they dissolved. Because you don't just wake up and dissolve a team, So such things are very important and also create that character
of the SWAT team and how they used to work.
They used to deal with the situations.
How did you get disbanded? If there's
anything to actually look towards to.
Ask Jonathan those questions. Why was it disbanded?
You shouldn't be afraid now.
Why was it taken away, the SWAT team? What was going on that it had to be cancelled? What led to that? The judge said that he still wanted Dupree to come and confirm Mr. Zing is from the EMPD, and the judge said he must bring all the registration of all the vehicles that were used during the apprehension of the accused.
I'm sorry, I've been speaking while you
No, it's not a problem.
Just that I don't want to lose. I like when the judge does this.
I don't know whether he's upset.
In my opinion, he is upset. In my opinion, in my humble opinion,
but he's actually doing his job.
What I'm happy about is that when he's upset, he seems to be actually doing an unbiased job. You know why I'm saying that? Because now he's asked for all these things. Some of them, even the defense did not ask for them, but they might come in handy. It has happened before. I've seen it several times. When he's taking decisions out of anger, it works against the states. That's why I'm saying I'm happy. If this is how we're going to roll, now we are talking.
So he said that both of them said that Buthelezi was requested to come as a backup Sergeant Mohola. They came from their offices to come and assist Sergeant Mohola. How could they have used the same car and the same vehicle? Mohola and Buthelezi.
It's very funny.
The judge said that accused number 1 said that there were 7 police officers when he was arrested at the hostel. The judge said that he also needed the AVL of all those vehicles. Here I felt
funny enough. Then they say the hard body.
Nissan hard body.
It was in an accident.
It was in an accident.
Guys, when a car is in an accident, even an AVL is in an accident, why do you need the pictures to prove that it was an accident? Because all we want is AVL.
Yeah, we don't want the actual car.
It's a record.
Yes.
We want a record.
Yes. Paperwork.
AVL keeps the tracks wherever it is sitting.
Data.
Not in the car. Whatever that's in the car is just there to connect.
Yes.
So why should we be talking about accidents? It's not like we want to use it now. We want to use the car. If it's gone, it's gone. If it's a write-off, it's a write-off. All we want is an AVL record of that car.
Well, Baloy mentioned something very strange. She said that the white BMW went to Freedom Park.
The new one. Don't be confused.
The new one.
The new one. So that's why they are interested in that one.
But
They
why
keep
did
on
it go
pushing
to
for
Freedom
them.
Park? What has Freedom Park got to do with this now? Like, what is going on?
We don't know. But as I said, out of anger, things come right.
Well, the judge asked for who was driving the white BMW and the name of the driver, the mileage, and the destination. Gininda said that he provided the records of the Toyota Fortuner, and he said that when accused number 1 was arrested, Sergeant Mohola was using the red Golf. It was not fitted with AVL. The judge asked if they had it in black and white, and was it supplied to the state. Sure, guys. Yo, you see, ngiyaphupa man. Hey? Hey? Is this the same judge? So Girinda said that yes, he did provide that black and white statement that says that the white BMW, the red Golf, was not fitted with AVL. And Girinda said However, Baloy said that he didn't hand it up. He just testified about it. And the judge said that he must hand that document confirming that. So Gininda was basically saying that he gave that black and white to Advocate Baloy. And Advocate Baloy did not confirm or deny that there is such.
You know
but the judge wants to see it.
You know what is going to be even interesting and nice? Is if they come with affidavits for all these cars. Because
do you think they're gonna do that?
I'm telling you.
Affidavits? But that's not what is being requested.
It's eat or be eaten right now. Let's make an example. Let's say for argument's sake, which for some weird reason I don't believe there was ever such a traveling of Zungu from wherever he came from.
Carlton Center.
I don't believe in that, you know.
Okay.
Let's say they get the AVL on that. What do you think that AVL is gonna say? It's gonna say Zungu traveled. Really?
Hey, for me it's hard.
I can tell you now, if that
I don't see that happening because
if that AVL was to say Zungu did travel during that day,
yes,
and he did exactly what he said he did,
yes,
dropping people and all that, then I would believe that these guys that they are accused, they are the ones that we are looking for. But I can tell you, because that's how confident I am.
You are that confident?
That AVL is not coming.
What if it comes and says he was at Carlton Center, he went to Foslo?
That car was not fitted. That car was not fitted.
You think it was not fitted?
It's going to come back and say that. We can bet money. Now, Zungu's car is not fitted.
It's going to say it was not fitted with AVL. An affidavit will be handed in. This Number black 2, and white that the judge wants to see, I don't know.
Number 2, any car that was traveling with the Fortune is not fitted. Someone said I must predict. Now I'm predicting.
Predict.
Any car that was traveling with the Fortuna, do expect an affidavit of it is not fitted, coming from someone who fits the AVL for JMPD. What else? BMW, the new one that was in a dealership.
Yes.
Definitely that one is fitted.
Yeah, because it wasn't even there in
Because that's
2020.
not the one that they're looking for, in my opinion. That one is fitted. That's the only AVL that is going to come. What else? The personal cars. Definitely they're not going to come with AVL. Those ones, they're not fitted because they're personal cars. So I expect a lot of affidavits explaining why these cars are not fitted because of COVID and intelligence.
So you're expecting the same situation that is happening with the Red Golf to be duplicated
it's
with all of these other cars.
It's going to be a problem. For one,
Yes.
a Fortuner, at some point, we couldn't read the coordinates.
No.
Right?
No.
So now here comes this one that has specific coordinates that we can read.
That it can be read.
What do you think is going to happen?
I remember with the Fortuna, they blocked the coordinates because the coordinates gave the exact location. They just didn't want to share that part of evidence, and they said it didn't come with the coordinates.
Exactly.
I was like, oh.
So now here comes this person who's going to come with coordinates and everything. What do you think is going to happen?
Disaster for the state, in my opinion.
So, I don't think you should expect any coordinate in any car that is suspected to have been there at the time. It's not going to come in coordinate. And the problem is that you can come with different coordinates, but the problem is that they need to be specific in terms of locations, where they went to police station, for example, where they went to take a... It's too much. It's going to be too much work.
Well, Gininda said that the fleet manager also disposed of an affidavit of the Red Golf with a copy of the registration paper of the car. A fleet manager. Not the guy from AVL. Fleet manager.
Exactly.
Baloy said that he also got in at these extracts of the Red Golf, and he recently, the copies were given to the defense. The judge also asked for the records for the trip to Rustenburg, and also the vehicles that were taking all the accused persons to their places of incarceration, Valeria Police Station, Border B Police Station, and the records of the driver as well, and the date and mileage. So my question here is, were the accused driven to their cells with the Red Golf? Because that's the impression that I was getting. I was like, okay, wait a minute, wait. The Red Golf, when we are saying Mukhula is the one that was driving, like... when they were moving with Buteles in Mukhula, since they were driving in the same car in the Red Golf, the accused were taken to their cells in the Red Golf. Okay, that's a question I have. Well, the Rustenburg one as well, they said that it was finalized, and Gininda said that now the vehicle that was used to go to Rustenburg was the same Toyota Fortuna. He said it's the day they went to Bokeng and also to the Vosloorus court. And the judge also asked for the records for the 30th, when accused number 2 went to Boxbeck, where Gininda arranged for the alleged confession. And he said that there's evidence that he was fetched from Valeria and they were accompanied by Jonathan and the escorts. I think he was referring to accused number 1 here, not accused number 2. So the judge wanted all the records of those cars. So Baloy said that he will try and get the records of the other vehicles and the SWAT vehicles. And the judge said that Butelezi said that the person that went into the police station was Jonathan. and he was loitered around the park after directing traffic. So he was rehashing the evidence that Jonathan and Buthelezi had given. So Baloyi said that from the police station, it was only the Fortuna. The other vehicles joined along on the freeway. So the judge said that it was fine. They would make estimations of when their car was where, or something like that. Then he said that he remembers Rustenburg. They went to Primrose police station, and that's when they had to drop somebody. He asked which vehicles were used then, and Baloyi said that it was the Fortuna. Yeah, it was very shocking today for me. I don't want to lie. It's almost as if the judge was responding to Advocate Mnisi having said to him that, you know what, he doesn't take kindly to be treated like a child, and he was So,
Angel, if when in your own thinking, if this information was available, like the Zungu information, for example, if it was available, if indeed it happened the way it is narrated, it happened.
The state would.
Don't you think that would be documents that would be voluntarily be given?
They would. I mean, they would be helping the state's case. I mean, they would have been handed over a long time ago as part of.
So whatever that is not there, it's there. It's not there for a reason. In my opinion.
Well, Ramazipili requested for the 4th of June as well when they went to Boksburg Magistrate Court for accused number 2. He said that they were told that on that day the Toyota Fortuna was at the garage, and Brigadier Gininda testified that perhaps accused number 2 was taken by a Nissan hard body that was driven by Mabena. So they are requesting the AVL of that Nissan as well, and the AVL of the police officer that accompanied accused number 2 to the magistrate court. And remember that Sergeant Mohola had said that he was traveling with Mabena in this Nissan hard body. So Baloyi said that the Nissan hard body was involved in a car accident and it was written off subject to confirmation. And the judge said that he must bring documents to say that it is written off.
Look, easy way out, right? What does that have to do with the AVL?
I don't know. I mean, the question here now becomes, when a car is written off, does its AVL records disappear or what from the tracking company? Because the defense is not asking for the car. They're asking for the AVL records of the car. So, yeah, it's very interesting. So the judge asked Gininda for the photos of the crash or the accident, and Gininda said that they had the photos, and he did follow that up, and there was a statement from a general of crime intelligence, and he said that it did confirm that the vehicle was not fitted with a tracker for COVID reasons. So they took out trackers for the pandemic. This was 2020, Pela, and the year accused number 1 and number 2 were apprehended and taken from pillar to post, police station to police station. All too much movements were happening, and you guys are telling us because of COVID, you guys didn't have AVL inserted in your cars, that you were moving up and down all over the country on open roads. Like, make that make sense. And he said that the statement was disclosed a while back to the defense. It's very strange how Mohola and Mohane's vehicles in 2020 were not fitted with AVLs while they were so hard at work. And Buthelezi is unknown which car he was driving. It's all very strange. And Baloyi said that for the first trip to Palm Ridge on the 31st of May, when they went to the house of Mr. Lyon, the judge said that the gentleman said the police went there and not them. Even the house at Dobsonville where they started, the judge wanted those AVLs as well. Well, Mnisi said that they were informed that the red Golf was not fitted. Okay, he's going back now, Mnisi, to explain that actually this is not what I'm asking for. Right, I'm not asking for that. That we accepted it. We accept that the red Golf doesn't have AVL. That's not what we are asking for. And he said that they also requested for the AVL of the Toyota Fortuna for the 6th of June. It was given to them and they accepted it. The affidavit from Mr. Dupree for vehicles that were not fitted with AVLs, They said it's fine because the police were not working alone in that exercise. Mnisi requested the movement record of the vehicles from EMPD who were accompanying the police on the 30th, the day Mr. Sibia was arrested. He said that he told the court that on the 7th, he dropped an email to the statement which he received no response. An advocate Baloyi is saying that...
Oh, wait a minute. Someone is saying Covert operation, not COVID.
Any?
Covert with COVE.
What is that now?
I think it's intelligence, something.
Google it for us. What is covert operation? Covert. I mean, I'm thinking he's saying COVID. Covert.
That's why I'm reverse time. It can be.
Did he say COVID? Or covert?
Covert.
So a covert is a unit, another unit
covert
in the
operation are secretly planned. Yes, intelligence, secretly planned and executed actions, often by intelligence agencies, military, aimed at concealing the identity of the sponsor or enabling the plausive denial. Whoa,
so
but
covert operations don't have AVLs.
Where does
the vehicles for covert operations don't have AVLs installed in them? So if one of the office
would you apply
you disappear
or disappear, how are they gonna find you?
How?
I
don't believe this. So the one that are in crime intelligence and the ones that actually, the safety is everything.
They are fooling us. They want us to try these cars. The next thing we are caught. They are fooling us.
So police officers are not safe driving cars that cannot be tracked, you see. Investigators
so
cannot afford.
Trust each other with the even the company that they've given tender to, they're like, this one, those guys are but hey, chief, deactivate that beeping thing.
But still, I don't believe that, especially considering even with the recent events that just happened with the 3 sergeants from Bloemfontein. They did have trackers. It's just that they were switched off before the accident. Right? They did report. Reports were saying that they did have the tracker system. It's just that it got switched off.
You must listen properly. I didn't hear COVID. I had something like around COVID, but I was convinced because...
Now I was convinced that it's COVID. How? Apologies, Gubam Swarel. Covert.
Mrs. COVID.
But Latina, we don't work at the police. Covert operation. I just had COVID. I'm like, I even rewinded. I'm like, COVID.
He's catching strays. The guy is catching strays. Like,
So actually, they're saying it's covert operations, guys. So it's a unit in crime intelligence. But then again,
no, it's not a unit.
It's a method of investigation.
So
cold case unit, cold case unit investigates using the covert operation.
I can't believe they are higher, those ones.
Okay.
I guess they are higher. They are cold. They are cold like that.
Mnisi also offered to read the email that he sent that was dated the 7th of May, 7 p.m. And he was requesting the AVL of the vehicles that were used by Jablan Buteles, a Metro Police officer known as Bongani Ngamani, Monareng, Mapumulo. He said that they have passed the stage of the Red Gulf. So it's amazing how these names are kind of... I felt like they were being blue-ticked, and now I'm wondering if they did catch that this is what Mnisi wants, or we're still going to have another argument come back next week to say that he didn't say... What is going to happen? So, but they said that it is unfortunate for this tit for tat, and he doesn't think that it should happen between Counsel. But anyway, if they have to go down that route on the 7th of May at 12:48,
so someone was throwing shades on Balu on those English. Yeah, man. These ones and of of coconuts. They forget easily. They catch feelings.
He does throw shade, Baloy. And yeah, he does throw it. He throw it and he wants to make it seem like he doesn't, but he does. We've caught some of his shady moments, right? So he said that at 12:48, they wrote to Mnisi that this request had been noted, and he said that if Advocate Mnisi wants to request postponement for information, he should say so. Implying that Advocate Mnisi is creating an excuse for wanting for the case to be postponed.
Yes, it was always gonna come because we've been waiting for years now for you to provide the AVL, and God willing. AVL,
and he reminded you. He kept reminding you every time when he was going through the 40,000 pages.
We're not in a hurry anymore.
Not anymore. Justice.
Even giving you time to bring LP, what is it called?
LPC.
Ultra. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And he said, we really don't want to throw mud at each other. Balo insisted that on the record, 20th of November 2023, after the arrest of accused number 1, both Mohola and Butelis were using the golf.
If you have figure uqinile uJesu sethi wena uyathagatha
usho kanjena
ubheke umuntu othi ufika kuwe ethi hey wena uyathagatha why have you tested me?
Why do you know that I'm awake?
Nobalo manje uthi you must not throw mud. Ngesikhathi urelax wena, you relax your guts and he throws mud on you.
Well, the judge also asked for Jonathan's surname, and Girinda said he only knows the name Jonathan. This to me actually shocked me, you guys, because I remember him earlier on when he was testifying about Jonathan, and he was saying that they were working closely together or something like that. So he doesn't know his surname. So the judge said that they must phone him and ask for his surname because it is being alleged that he was the leader of one of the officers.
Because Agritina, we just follow protocol when we are doing things. We don't choose people that we know. I think he knows.
So
there's no way a kettle cannot know a pot. And they're always in the same stove.
Always in the same stove.
Do you understand? You get it?
Yeah.
If you don't get it, it's okay.
I get it. So he said that it's being alleged that Jonathan was one of the officers who beat up the accused at Moroga police station because he was taken. That was the time that one of the accused was taken to Kenarapadu, and the way the judge also was talking, about this version of accused number 2 that he kept hammering on. It's to me, it felt like an attack of some sort, and I looked at Ntanzi's face there and I'm like, yo, haikona. When somebody's talking about your story, but it's like they don't care about it. It was giving very much passive, rehashing, and also after being beaten up, he never went to the office. He just told to sign, and they said to him, if you don't want to be beaten up again, just sign. Then he was taken to Boxback. The judge wanted the names of all the SWAT officers.
Can we finish first?
And Baloy said that Jonathan's full name was Constable Wendell Logan Jonathan, and Gininda said that it was put to him by Mr. Mgomezulu that he came in a white BMW where he was seated in the boot. He said that he got the record for the white BMW. He said the vehicle was not utilized by them at that stage. He said that he went to the fleet manager and they obtained records that show that 2020 in June, the vehicle was in possession of the police, or was not in possession of the police. It was only allocated to the police in July of 2020. And he said that he obtained the vehicle registration of the white BMW, a statement from the fleet manager and the police, and a printout record that in June, when he was alleged to be sitting in the boot of that car, it was at the dealership of BMW. And only in July was it brought to the SAPS. Then months later, it was taken to the cold case unit. He's talking about the BMW that Mohola was driving. And since he was not driving the BMW, how about he submits all those AVLs of the vehicles that he was driving when he went to speak with the accused? you know. So Baloyi said that he was revisiting. He was revisiting the aspect reluctantly and didn't want to cast aspersions. He said that on the same day, 17th of May 2025 at 1:45 p.m. Advocate Mnisi sent them a thank you and that he appreciates their help. Then they said that his request was noted and all counsel were copied. The judge said that it was a three-way communication asking Baloyi, and he confirmed it, and Mnisi said that it was an oversight on his part. At the time he sent the email, he said it was the time he was going through the 40,000 pages, and I was like, but hey Mnisi, now I stop thanking Baloyi on emails for not doing what you want him or what you're asking. Why are you sending the thank you? For what? Mnisi said that he would also request the AVL of the motor vehicle of Constable Zungu when he was driving from Tembisa to the party on the 26th of October 2014, and he said that he was driving a Polo Vivo.
Leo Shembazo
What they call?
If
Bega 2014, well, the judge asked who took accused number 2 to Mode B. The judge, was really focused on accused number 2's version, And Gininda said that accused number 1 alleged that he was beaten up at the Silverton police station. We've already discussed this one. And the judge asked for the AVL of the vehicle that took him from Silverton to Mode B, Yeah, that, I don't know how it's going to help with anything. But Sizotin, that whole story of Silverton, Mode B, what is the AVL for? I don't understand. The defense didn't ask for it, but it's fine. They might as well have it. Maybe it might come in handy.
We must give you something.
So the judge asked what other vehicles they wanted. Ngomalo said that the most relevant one was that of Zungu for his client. And Ramasipili asked for the one for accused number 2 from Tlabani to Dr. Tlokwe, the dentist. And the judge asked for the one where Sergeant Monareng took accused number 1 to Mboto from Eraton. He asked Gininda if Monareng was still alive, and he said that they must also find out if the vehicle ever entered that police station. I don't know why, but it's good. Bring them all. Gininda said regarding the Deep Kloof police station.
We are closing the loopholes now. If it did, then it's good because that means it carried dance. You understand? If it did, it's dance who went to board.
Yes. No, it's SB. Yes.
It's an assumption. If the car was there, then dance was there. SB was there. Same thing as the cell phone. The cell phone also. If it pings and we are in Joburg, no. You could have left it in Joburg and went there. But if it pings you in Fosloras, oh, that's good. You were there. Your cell phone was there.
Yes, you were there with your cell phone.
So that's the reasoning.
For the Deep Kloof police station, Brigadier Ginita said he could only find OB entries made by Colonel Mboto that he used one of the offices when he took the confession, and there was no documentation of cars. So, did accused number 1 fly there to that police station? The AVL for the vehicle that took him there? And the judge was asking for it, please. He even said, please. So the judge said that Monareng also used the vehicle and he wants it to, This was it was something. And Baloyi said that it was going to take some time to gather all that information. So he said that there is a witness he would rather intend to call from the LPC. They'd rather continue with that one on Monday.
Very interesting, Gucci. I wonder, Gucci, when did they convince this witness? Ginenda was the last one.
Yeah, as far as we knew.
If Ngomezulu did not pass away, the defense would be defending.
Yeah.
So now we are bringing the Mjiako issue back. Very interesting. I wonder what is the direction. What do you think is the direction?
I wonder. We can only find out on Monday.
Are we entering social media now?
I think so.
Mjiako
the
was
admission.
registered at the time.
Yeah.
Was practicing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's where this is going.
Yeah.
But what does it help?
But
because
can you also
Mjiako
bring us
himself,
the other documents if he worked in the same department as Kinid at some point? The car, what is it? That thing, the taxi violence
unit.
Unit, if they know each other, something like that. If you are going to open those doors, please just open them.
And they are opening those doors now. That there's no need for,
because Agro are answering social media now.
Yo. But then that's why the judge, I guess, was asking him whether he was practicing or not. Did you guys catch that? The judge was asking him that he needs to confirm whether this a bar admitted attorney, from
LPC,
did they practice? Are they currently practicing? And he said he was going to.
What was the
I think he's trying to stop them from testifying because he feels like this is gonna open another can of worms, especially towards Mjiako's direction. I don't know, it's my speculation. So I just feel like maybe Advocate Balo is not seeing.
Covert, we've been wanting them. If they are volunteering to open that direction, it's okay,
it's fine. They can open it.
It helps. Not like the problem was when you call, why they didn't call Mjiako. The perception that I'm seeing is that Mjiako was not called by accused number one?
Yes.
Number two. Was representing Dance, ne?
Who? Mjiako. Yeah, he was representing accused number 2. Dance.
So that is the perception.
Yes.
So the fear is there for that. Who called Mjiako? And if that is the case, would you rather call someone like that to come and testify? You see, and then the other fear was that client
attorney privilege.
But the most important fear, I think, was the issue of if we do not trust you, that you were called by, because now we need to ask those questions.
Yes,
such as
who did you receive financial instructions
how did you
from?
Receive your financial instructions and all that, and that's the client
attorney privilege.
But if they want to open it, maybe it will open up to that direction.
Yes, make that bed and lie in it. It's okay. We are here for it. And also the recalling of Constable Zungu and Constable Buthelezi or Sergeant Buthelezi. I forgot the rank is at, but they've been recalled as well to come back and testify in court. And Advocate Baloyi wanted for the basis to be laid. And next week we'll be hearing the heads of argument because the judge instructed them to prepare.
Yeah, and guess what? The case they'll be leaning on.
Do you know the case they'll be leaning on?
I think I opened it. It's.
I need to write it down. I
think it has to do with Mabena, our own Mabena.
Does it? Is Mabena in? Are you sure? Hey, Nina.
The case that they were arguing, it's 2016. The 2016 case, 2016. I think, but something like that. It was a case that it has to do with the bullet heads, something like that. Apparently there was negligence in that case.
Oh, negligence.
But Mabena said that would not have changed the evidence. Something like that. Something to that.
In handling of evidence. Negligence
same as what
in
is
handling.
currently.
Open seal bags and stuff.
But let me take calls. Guys, keep it short. Mzansi, hello. Can you hear? Say, we are struggling to hear you.
But don't hang up, hang in there as we try to get it fixed.
Yes, we are trying to get it fixed, yes. Oh, it was right here. Manin pale, my daughter. Hey, my daughter. How am I
It's
gonna
been
fix?
a while. People want to speak. They want to speak.
Mzansi, hello. Guys. Ngiyajaha manje. Ngifuna ukuthi ngilungise i-connection.
Yeah. Just give us a moment, but you'll call in, maybe let's say give us a moment. We'll let you know once the system is fixed.
Yeah,
right now we're connecting.
You can call now, yeah.
Okay, now you can call in.
Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. Yes, how are you?
I can hear you now, guys. Guys, we are struggling with this case. This case is now giving us trouble. You know, we have been following this case for quite some time.
Yeah.
But now, if you look at how things are progressing and how things are going on, everything that is going on there is total degeneration. It's going back now. It's like we are not going forward. Look, there is no progress in that case. Instead, Baloyi is trying to kill the case himself. Baloyi plus the judge,
Allegedly.
they are not wanting South Africa. They are having no interest in seeing this case giving us something that is going to kill us as South Africans. Look, they are AVL, you know. That person whom they say he is giving the report that the cars were not fitted with the AVL. Might you remember, Mnisi advocate was looking for the report on AVL, you know. But Baloyi said to Mnisi. Instead, first, Baloyi was not interested in responding to me.
Yes.
That is quite clear. Because Mnisi was not going to respond to court and say maybe I wrote an email and the email there was no response on the Then all of a sudden, if you can have a look at what happened, so Baloyi is also working together with Baloyi because we cannot run away from that because it is clear. So Baloyi is trying to explain everything then in court to say Mnisi was given everything with regard to AVL. But all of a sudden you can say that there is nothing that was given to me. But because the judge is there in court to protect Mnisi, to protect Baloyi, Baloyi gave Mnisi everything that Mnisi was looking for because of the judge who is there, who is trying to quote every section of the law because he is the expert. All of a sudden, you can ask yourself, why was the retired judge given the opportunity to come and lead this case? It is because even if he can forge, there is nothing that is going to happen to the judge because the judge is not going to be charged. Even if the judge can be charged, then there is nothing that is going to happen to him because he is retired. Why is this opportunity of being leading this case is being given to a person who is retired? Ask yourself that. Start with that question. Why is the retired person given the opportunity to lead this case? It's because they want everything that they want to happen the way they want it. Because even if the defense lawyers can open the case, then there is not going to be anything that is going to happen to the retired judge. So, Mnisi is looking for information. Baloyi is not giving that information to me. Why were the cars not fitted with the AVL?
Yep.
Ask yourself with that. The cars were not fitted with the AVL because they wanted to twist the evidence. And mind you, I can tell you, the cars which were these Lababafana Babetatu cars, Anama AVL, afihli ngamabona hayi ukuthi ngoba laba bantu ababethathiwe bathatha uyabona ngoba kuthiwa lezi imoto lezi azinawo ama-AVL. It's because these cars banazo ama-AVL. wonke umuntu ongena okumele anikeze evidence in this case utsheniwe ukuthi akenze nje akenze njalo. Even that demeanor guy mina ngisafuna ukumlalela because he's there in court to lie. He's very good in trying to inculcate and explain everything there, but everything that is explaining is a lie. And that guy mangamlalela uyayidinisa. English yakhe bakithi is very good. English yakhe hayi cha. My recollection, Mr. Recollection. And I even call him Mr. Recollection. Every day when you say my recollection, there is nothing as a nine candle. And the idea is of the mangamlalela. So Mina, what I can tell you is that Mr. Baloyi, the judge, they are there to cook everything. And the information I call that evidence is clear because abantu uyibona kwakumele bebona ngokufaka Meyiwa bayavindela. And this is clear, guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
All alleged.
Everything is alleged. Yes.
All is alleged. Not our view. Zanzi, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
Yes.
No wonder. The AVL of Jonathan, when it was at that hostel, it's only what I'm expecting. First, that now I'm worried you already always you predict right. If Jonathan, there is no AVL, tell the court it was at that hostel, it means the evidence of Zungu, sorry to say Jonathan, for Zungu, it's out because his car it was driving, it don't show it was there at the hostel at that time. So to correct that is going to be an affidavit. That car, it wasn't fitted a car tracker. Even the judge himself, he already tells, no, those guys, Jonathan, the other ones, they tell the court there was no tracker at their vehicles. How can they know that? I'm a bit worried. So that I'm grateful, Advocate Mnisi explain everything to be prepared for the appeal. On the appeal, first day they arrived that case, those guys are out. I'm worried about those guys. They sit there for 4 years, nothing. The most actual number 1 and 2. Secondly, Gilinda. Oh my God, I'm worried about that guy because maybe the guy he came from the LPC. He come and tell the court Gilinda he's passed. He's the lawyer now. Thank you very much, Anno.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
Zanzi,
you.
hello.
Hello, Malud. How are you, Malud?
I'm good, and you?
I'm okay, Malud. Yes, as the court pleases.
Yes, the court pleases.
These are big utterances that are made by anonymous about AVL must be withdrawn, my lord. But I will not labor the point, my lord. My lord, if I may ask to give a new name to this lovely show, my lord, I will refer to it, my lord, as a DNA mixture, my lord, whereby Emily is my lord, chromosome X, which refers to as a woman, and my lord, chromosome Y, my lord, is a male. So this show must have a new name, my lord, which is a mixture of DNA, my lord. I love you guys. You're doing an excellent job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much. A mixture of DNA. Oh my God, that was so funny. It was so funny. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, you're here. Now the lines are free. If you wanna call now. Because you guys can really fight. And thank you from WhatsApp. Covert means a secret machine. Yes. When did that happen? If it was like that, when did they take it out? The AVL. When was it that they took it out? That would be very interesting. So, guys, I'm waiting for you. So I might start reading my comments here because it is important for me to do that. Yeah, we must have a small laughter, Nyana. Siyabonga. Caller, thank you. Zanzi, hello.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing fine. I'm greeting also in the list.
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine already. It's been a long period of time. You?
Hey, yeah, it's been a long week. But what can we say?
Yeah, since last year to participate on the show in terms of calling, just watching really late because I'm getting tired because I'm working night shift. So I'm really tired, and I got no time to watch. But today I told myself, let me just call because I'm on leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, right. I'm still supporting you. I'm behind you in terms of, it's a blessing in disguise to have you guys because really we are a circus if you can check the way that this judge is behaving.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, because most of the time now I'm no longer interested with the things that are being, discussed in this case because you might see the attitude of the judge towards the defense, his facial expression, especially when he's poking holes in the evidence. Remember, the defense is not there to protect the what you call it. It's there to poke holes into the state where the state has to prove these people are the ones that did this. But you might see the attitude because simply here I can make it like this way. If you visit or Mr. Anonymous visit my home as a friend, he is my friend, irrespective of I love him. But if he got an attitude from my parents, the one who's owning the house, he's not going to be comfortable, irrespective of I as a friend, as a child of that house. I'm okay with. I'm dependent to my parents, right? So what I'm trying to say is that if the judge has got an attitude, irrespective of the defense can be good. Also, the prosecutor can be whatever good. But if the judge goes on the bottom line is that at the end of the case, we're relying on the hands of the judge. Now, for instance, if you can take a note of the proceedings of today, see the judge after Mnisi dropped, before even dropped his bombshell, of asking Mzungu to come back and everything. You see, this judge was so, because Mnisi was furious. He got a same medicine that Ngomezulu got previously, where Ngomezulu was accused by this judge that he collided with the state. It's the same thing that was happening because Mnisi got tired and he passed out and said that, you know what, you treat me like a child. That's when you could see that he was trying now, because you could see that he was trying to be like a person who is concerned now about this case, asking for AVLs and everything, all this type of information that this judge was like being commanded. It's something that he could have done when he was doing trial, what you call this thing?
Trial within a trial.
Correct. On the trial within a trial, he's supposed to collect all that evidence to refute that if it's really because remember, even that trial, on that trial of a trial, you could see that there's nothing like that. And he says like put something temporarily that it might change that decision that he made. It's a temporal decision. It will depend as the proceeding of a case if it's been proven wrong. So I'm not impressed. Really, I'm not impressed. And last part, before I give it to another people to the call. There's one thing that you must. I always ask. I always ask you to notice that, and I like that SABC camera to spot on into that judge. When there was a time when the trial was need to get early attendance. It says that I'm very tired, Judge. I've done all. I'm exhausted and everything.
Yes.
The camera was on that guy, and you can see on the Twitter, it could be like now trending. He's winking because of this is tired. He's winking to Kiminda. He even asked to follow what time it is. 2 times. You will see that trending. Winking. So the whole system of South Africa is corrupt because that thing is not like they don't watch the case. They watch, even the judge watches you guys and he's commenting about YouTubers like you guys about what you do, like calling you like second judge and everything. So it's tiring, but nevertheless, keep on doing the good work, guys, because at the end of the day, they're getting exposed because all these things that you're doing, they watch it during the because they see themselves. It's like a mirror to show them what actually because they want to know these youth as South Africans. That is, everyone is tired of this case, but nevertheless, keep on doing the good work. Don't be tired because at least we are getting there, and I'm worried about Mnisi because anything that happened to this guy who passed away, it seems like it's because Mnisi now is becoming a problem. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your input.
Sure,
Everything is alleged.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Anoma.
So much.
Yeah, guys, keep on doing a good work, man. Keep on doing a good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello. Zanzi, hello.
Hello, guys. Morning. How are you?
We're good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's let me just say it means the anonymous here. Yeah, man, guys. I think this thing of AVL Mnisi or the defense, they already know the answer because all these cars won't be fitted with AVL. That's what we know is gonna happen because once they get a car with an AVL, it's gonna mess up all this cooking of the state. So for me, I think Mnisi, you already know the answer. But I'm just hoping he's pushing this because he doesn't want the state to add the new evidence, since you know Palo is good of making new evidence. Yeah, so I think Mnisi is doing this on purpose. I so hope he's doing this on purpose. But yesterday in the morning, I was happy that he did raise an issue of him being treated unfairly by Rata. I was so happy that he put that on record because if you check Rata, the way he talked to defense and the way he talks to Baloyi, there's a huge difference. Yeah, there's a huge difference. And if it suits him, you will just say he's having a highly rated officers. Then now he's going to involve Mnisi along with those highly rated officers if it suits him. But the way he's treating them, it's really unfair. And I've noticed something, Emily. You know, that thing of him being on the case of the theory of suspect, I would say number 2.
Yeah.
I think he was quite shocked the way that guy presented his theory on a stand in a case, within a case. So he was quite shocked. He knows with that guy is having a good memory. The way he was remembering the dates, the time, everything. So rather, he wanna prove that guy if he's lying or wrong. And guys, I'm sorry to say this, but for me, the judgment on this case, I think it's already in place. For me, the way I see it, and the way he was addressing on that DNA thing, I just saw it right. The judgment it's already in place, and I wouldn't be surprised because he did it before. They had an issue. I don't know what was an issue all about, but he came already having a judgment. On my surprisingly, I was surprised. How did he know they will have that issue? So for me, I think the Baloyi and Rata, allegedly they are somewhere or somehow meeting and discussing about this case because the way they are doing things, for me, it's really having a lot of questions. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy the morning.
Thank you.
Sure.
I saw that there was a crash on YouTube. Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you, Siba.
I think I fixed it so far.
Thank you.
Yeah. One man, many hands. Yeah, let's take people here who were here. It's saying Senzo saying network, but Senzo, thank you for being with us. Tuso, William, thank you. Lola, thank you. We appreciate you. Songelo Ndlovu, thank you. Mamfuneka, thank you. Siyabonga. Sibusiso Nzibande, siyabonga kakhulu Sibusiso. Pora Mkhwane, thank you very much. Siglala nje kanjalo. Sibanda Skatele, sibonga kakhulu. Michelle Lee, thank you.
These people, all these names, I know them very well.
Didi Talks, Ati Emily, siyabonga Didi Talks. Zara Smith, your screen is now blank. Okay, yeah.
It's fixed now.
I think it's fixed now. What is happening? We have an issue with network. It's that time. I think around this time, network does have an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Nanjelop, siyabonga kakhulu. Remember the likes, guys. Please remember the likes. Press that like button. Lindiwe, thank you very much. As I'm multitasking, not watching the phone, so do not be surprised if you call while I'm doing this. Siba, thank you very much. I think I've mentioned you. Ngithatha nje nonke. Ribo, best. Thank you. Siyabonga kakhulu. Tuso William, I've mentioned you. Let me go up now. See if, okay. Unfortunately, some of you might have disappeared. I don't know how, but I think Jalinjali called Ustole Polos. Thank you. Siyabonga Stole. Mzwa Keradebe siyabonga. Dokas Shabalala. Thank you. Sibonga nje kakhulu. Ntsikelelo Vani. Thank you. Ngehle nje dalo nani Ndumiso Masengemi. Thank you. Siyabonga. Abanye benu ke balahlekile ngesikhathi kunaleya break leyana angisaniboni umsongela Ndlovu vele ngicabanga ukuthi bese ngibuya kuwe nilahlekile ngaza kwethu kodwa ake ngirefresh lapha ngibona ukuthi ngeke refresh lento le oya refresh nakho ke kodwa ngathi siqala nje vele la vele sekunjalo sekonakele cha ngaza kwethu ningixolele abanye benu who have been here for long. If you cannot maybe ubhale lapha phansi sibone ukuthi ubani okhona ubani ongekho. Cha kodwa siyabonga nje everyone. Thank you guys. Press that like button. Emily, should I say until next time?
Yeah, until next time. Because
thank you.
I cannot promise and say tomorrow and then I don't show up. Next time on the next live stream.
Continue liking and continue watching and also check other videos that we did just to push us. Thank you. Ulola is sending about 5 new members. Thank you on behalf of those
Lola.
members. Lola. Thank you.
Thank you. Highly appreciate it.
I hope it's people that are always Timkulu, Ulula Masirai, Backyard Mechanic. These are people, these are regulars. Pedro and Tabang Mashatsi. These are regulars. Thank you very much on their behalf. We appreciate this.
Honestly, you guys keep us going. If it wasn't for you,
I was
boomile will against Dal, especially me, because I'm like my concentration span is very short. I am even amazed at how we've shown up consistently over the past 3 years. Knowing me, I would have quit a long time ago.
It does take a lot.
I look at the journalists in the court and I'm like, they're checked out. They're over this.
One thing for sure, I will always say, who's this journalist for SABC one?
Griselda.
If I see her, at least I feel better. You know,
you feel better,
I feel better.
The quality of reporting.
Yeah. She is the best for now.
I know she's
unmatched.
She's the
when
best,
it comes to
in
this,
my opinion, in the country.
Yeah, when it comes to this fast reporting and accurately reporting. You know how he reported the case of the police that were lost?
Yo.
It had the feeling, it's
like you were there.
You know, and also
experiencing everything.
Yes. And also there was, in my opinion, a bit of doubts that she kind of sent. Just by the way she was, they were saying, it was not like...
No, the thing about Griselda is she reports what is there.
Yeah.
She's not giving opinions. She's not making us now think, like invoking emotions now, entering the arena. She's not entering, she's reporting the news. She's reporting. Zungu has to come back.
On my second, Uzungu Melabu, Tembelani Kine, Sbong mfowethu, bye.
He has to come back, Uzungu.
Yeah, Uzungu must come back. Mnisi must find a very solid way of drafting his...
Yeah.
Uzungu must come back.
Vele,
Uzungu was prematurely let go. Yes, he must come back. Now it's the right time.
Yeah.
After
now
everyone
that
has
everything
testified,
has been put together,
having Zungu,
and there are blanks when it comes to his version that he needs to
now
kind of
we can almost fill
clear.
those blanks. Yes. I can't very much. Akusancengwane.
Hayi ziyakhala.
Akusancengwane.
Ziyakhala. Ayikhali. It's now
But
time.
yeah, let's press the like button, guys. We are on 247 just before we leave. Can we push to 300? Why not, guys? Press the like button. Press. And sibonga kakhulu to everyone. Thank you, everyone, and thank you on behalf of those who got. And we welcome membership. Yona vele siqhubayo. Siyabonga.